of Babuyan Islands, northwestern portion of mainland Cagayan, northern portion of Apayao, and the northern portion of Ilocos Norte. Meanwhile, these areas flashed on your screens are under signal number 1. Now these areas are also under signal number 1 due to Pepito. After Typhoon Nika, residents in Cabagan, Isabela are bracing for rising floodwaters once again as Typhoon Oel threatens to bring more havoc. Mon Gualvez has the report.
Residents of Barangay Casibarag Norte in Cabagan, Isabela braved the rains and the thigh-high flood to move to safer ground. Some even brought their pets with them. Maridel admits being fearful because as the floodwaters from Typhoon Nika are yet to subside, here comes Oel threatening to wreak them havoc once more.
Diyan kami natatakot kasi sobrang taas ng tubig dito. Kailangan likas agad kasi ayaw namin mangyari sa mga tao dito kasi malakas ang agos dito.
Jean confesses to feeling typhoon fatigue and its effects, especially on their livelihood, is starting to wear her out.
Nakakapagod po, mahirap din po ang lumikas. So gawa na din ng nakakaistorbo sa mga pang-araw-araw. Wala kaming pagkukuhanan ng pwedeng pang-araw-araw namin dito.
Meanwhile, as everybody's rushing to evacuate, we caught sight of Tatay Anong climbing up the roof of his house with hollow blocks in hand.
Kasi mataklap pag malakas yung hangin. Yung dati na yung mga nyero ko lumipad.
Fortunately, the wind gusts and rains caused by Super Typhoon Oel appear to be a bit weaker than Typhoon Nikas for now. Meanwhile, in the town of Tumawini, residents evacuate with their cows. They almost fill up this covered court that has been repurposed as an evacuation center. Despite their desolate state here, Maria F's family would choose this over staying in their home beside the river where their roof has been blown off by the previous storm.
Pag nakakarinig po ako ng ganito, simple man lang po yung bagyo, kahit signal number 1 lang po, talagang kinakabahan na po ako. 2 baso lang po yata yung bigas na namin, nadala, as in walang-wala po.
And because of the weather, children are starting to get sick.
Hindi natin naiiwasan na na-expose sila sa ulan at saka sa lamig. So ready ang mga barangay health workers natin sa pagbibigay ng mga free medicines.
That is why, as local officials made rounds of the evacuation center, they made sure to distribute hygiene kits, as well as medicines and vitamins for the kids. For News 5, I'm Mon Gualvez. We are One News.
Over 300,000 individuals in Luzon were affected by Typhoons Nika and Oel. Based on the latest report of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, more than 85,000 families in Ilocos Region, Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, Bicol, and the Cordillera Administrative Region were affected by the 2 storms. Around 8,600 families, meanwhile, are currently in evacuation centers. No deaths are reported so far, but the NDRRMC is currently validating 2 reported injuries. Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, the number of Filipinos who expect their quality of life to improve in the next 12 months stayed roughly the same in the 3rd quarter. SWS reported that 47% of respondents expect their lives to improve in a year. And in business world, private sector analysts still expect headline inflation to remain within the 2 to 4% target band until 2026. The central bank says economists' inflation expectations remain well anchored. The Philippine National Police, or the PNP, has seized over 40 billion pesos worth of illegal drugs since the start of the Marcos administration in 2022. Now, this year so far, the PNP has netted almost 20 billion pesos worth of illegal drugs. More than 140,000 drug suspects were arrested under the Marcos administration. The PNP has yet to disclose its data about the slain alleged drug personalities since 2022. PNP Chief General Romel Marbil claimed that the agency has intensified its war on drugs while still observing human rights. The Akari Chargers doused the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells for their second win in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Down 16-13 in the fourth set, Akari came back to take the lead behind a 5-1 run courtesy of Ivy Lacsina. Zeus Coffee eventually tied the game at 23-all, but Faith Nesperos and Lacsina put the game away with back-to-back cross-court kills. Akari will have enough time to rest before its November 23 match against the Creamline Pool Smashers. Isinusulong ng ilang health advocates ang paglalagay ng warning label sa mga produktong may mataas na sugar at salt content. At para bigyan ng mukha ang balita, Mobile Journal, Evan Tarinque.
Red flag daw kapag ang relasyon ay walang label, pero pati rin daw sa pagkain. Delikado kung wala niyan. Kaya naman isinusulong ng isang grupo ang tinatawag na warning label policy. Chocolate, chichirya, at iba pa, kahit natatawag na junk food, tinatangkilik pa niya ng marami sa atin. Kung titignan naman kahit paano, may mga nutritional facts sa likod ng pakete. Pero hindi ito sapat ayon sa Healthy Philippines Alliance. Lalo't based sa report ng UN, 7 sa bawat 10 namamatay ay dahil sa non-communicable disease gaya ng sakit sa puso at diabetes. Mga sakit na maaaring may kinalaman sa lifestyle at kinakain. Kaya ang isinusulong ng grupo, magkaroon ng food label policy na naglalayong ilagay ang babala sa harap ng pakete ng processed food.
Ang mamimili, syempre, magdi-decide yan based sa information na meron siya. Yan, na itong mga pagkain na to ay excessive na. Syempre, magdadalawang isip na siyang bumili ng mga ganitoong pagkain.
Tulad ng pa-octagon warning sign na makikita agad kung ang produkto ay may labis na sugar, sodium, o iba pang sangkap na maaaring makasama sa kalusugan. Sa isang survey ng Social Weather Station noong March, 66% ng mga Pilipino ang nagsasabing sinusuportahan nila ang ganitong polisiya. Ang ilang consumer na aking nakausap, naniniwalang dapat malaman nila kung ano ang nilalaman ng produkto na kanilang binili.
Natural, magbabago na ako ng isip, di ko nabibilin yun. Depende yun sa disiplina ko. Kung matigas ang ulo ko, bibilin ko pa rin siya.
Siguro ganun. Sabihin ko pala isipan ka, ang dalawang isip ka ng ganun. Kahit mura siguro. Hindi naman pwedeng kain lang tayo ng kain, bili tayo ng bili.
Target ng Philippines Healthy Alliance na itaas ang health literacy ng mga Pinoy sa pamamagitan ng kanilang food warning label policy.
Right to know yung ating ibinibigay sa kanila so that we can also increase yung health literacy ng ating mga kababayan.
Malaga ang pagiging aware sa mga kinakain natin upang manatiling malakas at malusog. Kaya naman ngayon pala, sabi nga nila, always check the label. Mobile Journal, Ivan Tarinque po, hatid ang mukha ng balita.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.